Welcome to part 4 of Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1. In this episode, we're going to go to the guild to not only return a quest that I did in the last part, but also find the quest to proceed on with plot. I want to get to chapter 2. By the way, the quest we're looking for is the Law of the Hero, which, ironically, we need to get Super Otaku to complete that quest, and in order to even get to the area that has Super Otaku, we have to actually accept the quest. So yeah, that's kind of a ass-backwards thing. And by the way, get used to that, 'cause that actually happens about 4 times later on in Chapter 8. Also, a little thing I want to address first, well, as we are about to go into a very silent cutscene. For some reason, YouTube and its infinite wisdom, despite the fact I render my videos at 1080p, decides to cut the resolution in half. If there's any problems with that, I apologize in advance. It's not my fault, it's YouTube. It's being stupid again, despite the fact of it being able to handle up to resolutions of 1280p. But that's just me. Right now, we're making a return into the cave that Compa and Neptune had to retreat from the first time. That include having to face off against the guardian monster that was here. Oh yeah, we'll run into him eventually, cause he is one of 2 bosses that'll pretty much end the chapter. So, on that note, we will end up running into him. Now, there are going to be some new enemies here, and of course I'll show off a couple of fights here and there, because there are going to be enemies that aren't just out in the overworld, that are there in some of the random encounters. Not to mention, there are also some hidden items here too. So I'll show that off as well. Okay, Clyde and Mrs. Clyde. If anything that could be said about these two, I do believe that they are both susceptible to fire magic, if I'm not mistaken, or was it ice magic?
If you're hurt,
I'll think about it later, but for right now, let's just get rid of these guys.
leave it to me.
Yeah, they're gonna fall really quickly. I'm pretty sure everybody's bored by now, and there's a reason why. Because they want to see people actually struggle.
True power.
Well, here's the thing. When we get to part 8, not part 8, but rather Chapter 8, I'm going to struggle a lot, because Chapter 8, just about everything is at the level I'm at right now, or higher, and it's goddamn strong.
Whoa,
by the way, there's a
what's
hidden
this?
item which happened to be a purple pigment. And those pigments actually are worth a damn. And I'll be right back.
It's getting darker the deeper we go. Nep, where are you? It's so dark. I can't see you, Nep. Oh, come on, Compa. It can't be that bad. But I guess it could be dangerous, so be careful. No telling what's around. What? Nep, are you okay? If you fall into a pit, it could be game over. I think something ran into me. Hey, it's dark, so be careful. Ow! Watch it, girl! Wait, what are kids like you doing here? Me? A kid? Speak for yourself. You're a kid too. Who are you? I'm IF. Let's just say I'm the Wind Walker of game industry. Huh? You're the Wild Talker of game industry? Wind Walker. I travel the world, making a living working with the guild. Enough about me. What are you girls doing out here? We came for the guild too. Oh, and I'm Neptune, and she's Compa. Nice to meet you. I'm Compa. You've gotta be kidding. You girls are working for the guild too? Sure. Nice to meet you too. Well, We can handle ourselves, you know. Really? Even with all the monsters roaming around here? Don't tell me. You didn't look at the fine print before taking the work.
Nep, that can't be. Not again!
What should we do, Compa? It's got to be looking for me. What? You girls know what that is?
Yes. Nep sandbag Mr. Monster really good.
What should I do? It's gotta be looking for revengeance. Hard to believe, but if you can fight, I'm gonna need you both to help.
Nep, we have to beat Mr. Monster for the sake of Planetoon.
Okay, let me go super mode from the beginning then.
I'm ready now.
What just happened? Wait, you're huge! Like, all over!
Surprise! Nep can change form. Nep is really strong like this.
Well, now do you believe me that I beat that monster once before?
Do I even have a choice? It's harder not to believe now.
So, want to get it on, do you? Well, the feelings are mutual. I'm gonna have to take you down to stop any more casualties.
And IF is now officially a part of the party, and she will be there for a pretty good while, as in the rest of the game. But you really can't proceed without IF being anywhere on the party, whether it's on the back of the battlefield or the front of the battlefield. And having back support characters would mean they would end up gaining experience points, and at the same time, you'll raise your Lily rank with them. Since Compa and IF already have a high Lily rank by default, you can actually add some moves for them. And make sure you have move sets ready for IF, because just like with Neptune and Compa, in a New Game Plus, her moves have to be added on as well. Sorry if you hear any noise in the background, that's me scratching my arm. Now then, the Guardian, or Guard Vermin, whichever one comes first. This is a rematch from the first time you fought it. This time around,
I'm getting serious.
It's got more HP, and this is why I told you you want to be at least at level 15 by the time you end this chapter. This and also the actual final boss of the chapter. So it'll be a good time for me to show off Compa's EX move, Compa's Love Heart. Or was that,
We can make game
I think that was her SP move. Oh no, it was actually her, EX move. Never mind then. Go figure. So, we defeated the monster, and this time it's down and out for good. We won't ever see that thing again until we fight it in the Coliseum. So on that note, oh wait, never mind, it's also got a palette swap. That is one of the risky foes in Celestia, if I'm not mistaken. So there is that. And on that note, we're still in the cave with IF in tow. So, we will have to proceed through the rest of the cave. But a word of warning to the wise. If you are at level 7 or lower, or level 10 or lower, it'll be a great time for you to go back, gain up to level 10, and use this area to try to gain up 5 more levels. So that way you'll be able to stand somewhat of a chance against the boss of this stage. And yes, this is good advice, because guess what? As you proceed throughout the chapters, the game will constantly power up your enemies to where they will be either 15 or 20 levels higher than you. Even if you do have one of the options in the maker system to make the enemies a little bit weaker, still they will kick your ass if you are not careful. So on that note, let's just say we're still going through the chapter, and more importantly, IF has now been officially dubbed Iffy. And you know what? That's been her fan nickname for quite a while. In fact, IF is one of the fan favorites in this game for a lot of reasons. Although it kind of is irksome that she had her own game and it's busted beyond all reason. Let's just put it to you like that. Her own game, which is Hyperdimension Neptunia versus Sega Hard Girls, that game is busted. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Oh yeah, Pixelvator. Be careful of those things. Pixelvator, if you accidentally get hit by their viral attacks, guess what? They may score virus. I didn't even go over the bad stats here. There's at least 5 of them. I think there's poison, paralysis, seal, trying to remember the other one. Let's see, any sort of stat drains, like the mental, intelligence, attack, or should I say strength, magic, and technical, down, and not to mention virus. Virus is the worst of them all, and you do not want to get virus. And Super Otaku is one of those enemies that will give your CPU a virus. When you're in a virus state, you can't transform. When you're sealed, you can't even attack. With, like, magic attacks. Like, any attack that needs an SP you can't use. And I think it also goes for SP attacks. And by the way, the only reason why we're attacking this... oh, yeah, that's right. The Super Otaku does have a viral attack. And the only reason why we're attacking the Super Otaku is because of the fact that he is a hunt. Finally. But as I was saying, there is a deal with paralysis, which, by the way, if you are paralyzed, you are going to end up missing a turn, because you won't be able to attack all together. And then there is the matter of poison, which poison is a really dangerous thing, although it doesn't last outside of battle. Thankfully, none of these stats do. It's just for that battle, and that's it. So, now we've come to a point where we get the big reveal of where this monster is. Oh yeah, and by the way, all those bad stats I mentioned, Compa can take care of a lot of them. Anyway, what I was saying was, we're going to the big reveal of where these monsters came from, and it turns out these monsters all come from a CD that has been planted here in this cave. There's a lot of them. And those CDs are basically going to lead to random boss encounters. Or should I say random encounters that are basically bosses. I know it's the same thing I said, but sometimes Idea Factory has some very confusing ways of trying to play off some of the enemies that are supposedly stronger, but if you've grinded enough, they're not even a challenge. Granted, I keep getting surprise attacks. And I've run into the, whatever the hell that thing is. Hold on, give me a second. Let me get to Neptune so I can see what it is. The Dominated Angel. Yes. Who for some reason looks like QB. And, oh god.
Super win.
QB. Anybody who knows about Madoka knows about that monstrosity. And yet, Hyperdimension Neptunia has a parody of him. QB is a bitch. Let's just put it to you like that. Anyway, I think we're getting closer and closer to the end of the chapter. We just need to take down a couple of more fights. Gonna have to, because I don't want to be back attacked. That can be annoying. Alright, I got 2 of them in one stroke, and I think I can finish him off with Compa. There we go. And now for the last one. Yubi's range will definitely work here. Hold on. There we go. Again, the only reason why I'm showing off these battles is because of the fact that, well, there won't be much for me to say, because that's all that's in this dungeon. And I'm going to try to switch. Okay, on second thought, I'm not going to switch at all. I'm just going to keep that ribbon that I have because it's very extremely powerful. And no, I'm not going to equip East War because, or at least East War Seal, because that would make things even more OP than what they already are. And the last thing I need is for anyone else to get bored because of the fact that I'm playing with characters that are level 70 or higher. Again, this is the sole purpose of this, for me to get the secret perfect ending, I guess.
We'll do our best.
Well, not really I guess, more like I know. Because I can't get it without Netgear or ROM and RAM.
This may...
And we've completed the quest. That was the last Otaka we needed to fight. Thankfully, we're closing in on the end of this, because that one ghost was probably blocking the way for the ending. Or I was just fighting it just because I was running out of money. Nope, nope. There's the save point right there. And as soon as we cross the bridge, we're going to get ourselves into a boss battle, so it's best you save beforehand. And, oh yeah, about those unwinnable battles. I told you there were unwinnable battles. There was an unwinnable battle at the beginning of the game. Because of the fact that Nisa is no longer a part of Idea Factory's partnership. They took out just about everything that had any traces of Nisa's handiwork. So on that note, that means that we'll just have to, how shall I put it? What was I saying? Oh yeah, we had to. Oh god, I forgot what I was saying. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, I was talking about how the battle system was changed. Never mind. I can't believe I forgot. But nonetheless, this is the revelation of the disc. And the disc is basically a summoning mechanism. You'll be seeing this a lot, because every single enemy in the game that is a major villain in a certain arc or a certain chapter just so happen to be carrying one of those, just to try to divert the attention away from Neptune. And those things get really troublesome in Chapter 5. Oh, even more so in the second game, Rebirth 2. So on that note, we just got finished fighting off a whole group of... Wait, hold on, nope, we haven't fought off just yet. There's another group of monsters coming, and I think this is going to be a boss battle, I suppose. Because of the fact that the monsters are spawning out of the disc. And just like that, it would actually be a boss battle. But you think that, instead,
Take you on.
it's a random encounter we just got finished going throughout the entirety of this stage.
Here.
Easy.
So,
Leave it to me.
this will actually be nothing. Seeing as how Compa has to take down at least 2 enemies.
You want my turn. Sorry.
And, also, Uni can finish off the enemy from a far off distance. So let's go on ahead and do that. And that ought to take care... Oh, sorry, I almost fell out of my chair there.
easy for me.
And that ought to take care of all of the monsters.
That was a surprise. You should have told me that monsters came from discs. How should I have known? No one knows where the monsters come from. Iffy? What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? So this is where the monsters come from. This is amazing!
Yessie! I think this is a super discovery!
I came for my guardian, but I didn't expect to meet you here, Neptune.
Who's there? What's with that old melodramatic laugh?
Who are you calling old? Mocking people as usual. You've not changed a bit.
Is this a friend of yours?
Of course not. I don't know any old lady wearing this much goth makeup.
That's good to hear. I was about to doubt your choice of people.
Yeah, if you were friends with her, I would have put in my resignation. So, who are you, Mrs.?
How dare you? Saying what you want in front of me. I'll get rid of you all.
Look what you've done, Nep. Now you made the lady mad. Wait, it's my fault?
I remember what I was saying.
Have to be nice to
Unwinnable
girls.
battles. Instead of the
Finally.
first battle in the game that was unwinnable, it's
No.
this battle. And
No!
as you can see here, this battle was supposed to be unwinnable.
If you're hurt,
We weren't supposed to be doing damage to R4. R4 was supposed to be taking absolutely no damage and probably would have destroyed us by now. But as it stands, we're actually gaining experience. We're actually gaining EXE meter from her. So yeah, she's about to go down in the next couple of hits. But yes, this is an unwinnable battle actually if you're a low level. High level, she's nothing. And you're not going to get too much from her.
Of course
In
we
fact,
won't.
you get no experience but a lot of coins, well, credits, from your troubles. And while the first cutscene with R4 was talking, this is silence. Absolute silence. Now, if you want something very hilarious, you turn on the dialogue in English. Not English, Japanese. Because what you're about to see is R4 trying to demonstrate her powers, which is the powers to copy certain CPU. Well, not certain, all of the CPUs. If she wanted to. The thing is, before she could actually copy Neptune's power, she ends up being saved by Compa, who, by the way, ends up taking the full blunt of her Ginyu beam. And by her, I mean IF. And if you, again, turn on the Japanese dub, she'll end up emoting and talking exactly like Compa, which is absolutely freaking hilarious. No words can describe the fact of R4's dialogue being changed to being changed to Compa's dialogue. But here's the thing. The reason why I called her Arfoire because that's her name. As for those who don't know who Arfoire is, she is actually the Sigma of this series. In just about every game, save for, I do believe, Hyperdimension Neptunia, Blonde vs. Zombies, and just about every other spin-off game that she hasn't appeared in. She hasn't been in any main title game. Well, she's been in every main title game except for one. Other than that, all the spin-offs, oh, actually, no, she's been in all the main title ones. No, and I was right, it is except for one, because Super Dimension RPG is a thing. And it's time for us to have a rematch with Arfoire because she's been incredibly weakened thanks to Compa jumping in the way of fire. And we start off from the bat as CPUs. So if you are strong enough to take down Arfoire as a CPU, you'll have no problem. And this is the reason why you should be at level 20 by the time or at least level 15. Preferably level 15. If you can push 20, by all means do so. At least start chapter 2 at level 20. That would make things a hell of a lot easier.
I'll end this with one shot.
And finally, we're going to switch over to Uni, and we're going to finish her off once and for all with the FX Multi-Eraser. And that takes care of our 4, not to mention, that's the end of Chapter 1.
I got much more at stake than you.
Unfortunately, we don't get an item that will increase the MB size on the remake system. But whatever the case, we have defeated Arfoire. Arfoire, for now, will actually just be cryptic and take off, because Neptune has amnesia and she can't really remember who Arfoire is. She can barely remember herself, to be honest. But at least for the most part, we were able to at least take her down for now. But rest assured, Arfoire will be back, and when she does come back, she's going to be more of a nuisance than what she is now. And while we're on the subject, fun fact, if you look closely at all of the CPUs in the gallery, you'll find something strange about Uni. Instead of Uni having a personality shift and a bus cup upgrade like Neptune has in the picture right over here, she ends up getting something way worse. A boob reduction. Yeah, there's that. On any note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end the part right here, and in the next episode of Hyperdimension Neptunia, we're going to start Chapter 2 and finally get a hold of the DLC characters. That's mainly the reason why I wanted to defeat Chapter 2, or Chapter 1, I say, quickly as possible. See you guys next time.